You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, and streaming live on Ustream. This is AFTERBUZZ TV for Vampire Diaries. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest Vampire Diaries news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, picking up where the show leaves off and the buzz continues, it's AFTERBUZZ TV for Vampire Diaries.
Yo, what up, AfterBuzzers? Yes.
Applause.
It's your boy DJ Jesse Janedy here in the AfterBuzzz TV studios for Vampire Diaries Season 3, Episode 13. Ooh. Bringing out the dead.
That was very
official.
Yes. I don't know where I was going with that.
All right. Well, always, so many Vampire Diaries fans were changing up positions, changing up the table. Emily couldn't be with us here tonight, so shout out to Emily. Shout out to Janora McDuffie. Girl, we miss you. She will be back next week. And like I promised you, when Janora gets back, I will give you all a very special surprise.
Some bull right there.
Oh, it sure is. If you get what I'm saying. To my left, we have David Schifilliti.
How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
All right.
It's been a great week. It's Thursday.
Across from David, we have the one, the only, the beautiful Brittany Brower.
It's Brittany, bitch.
And next to Brittany, we have Mighty Morphin Billy Nilles.
I'm back. Amazing.
Yes.
I'm going to call you out and give your claim to fame because we just found out a little AfterBuzzz TV exclusive. Not only is Billy Billy, but Billy played Billy in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
It's very meta.
AFTERBUZZ TV
It's like
exclusive.
Inception level, like you had to really think about it.
And he's wearing blue today, people.
Get with it. Get with it.
It's crazy.
So what do we think of tonight's episode in general? Loved it. Thought it was okay. Thought it was a setup episode.
I thought it was great, actually. There's a lot of drama in tonight. Like a lot of like, whoa. I just thought it was kind of action-packed. A lot of people died. A lot of people came back.
A lot of
died
people
again.
were crying.
Yeah.
A lot of crying.
A lot of crying.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like it was a setup episode, but I got to say with the third season, their setup episodes have not just been boring. We still got a little action.
Right.
We got death, crying, we got
it
everything.
It's not a landmark episode by any means. No. It's not like one but a lot happened. I mean, a lot happened
They've
tonight.
set up like this murder mystery for us.
Right. I mean, Matt came back.
Matt's back from his road trip.
Done with his road trip in Jeremy.
His delivery service.
For all that you guys are just catching in on that, we know that Matt really did not go on a road trip with Jeremy. We just like to call that when he's gone for a while off the show.
Well, Caroline is going through this thing with her father. Her father was stabbed. We find out he was stabbed. Well, he was
He was mauled
hospital
by Tyler.
Yep.
Brought to the hospital, given vampire blood by Dr. Fell,
which he did not want.
Then released.
Right.
And as Caroline called him, she hears his cell phone in the room she's standing right next to.
She hears it with her vampire hearing.
ears. And finds...
A normal person could have heard that.
Right.
But you like how this is the first time where they ever like zoomed in on her ear, like,
I know.
Well,
like,
my
almost
point
went
about
into her ear
bionic
canal.
woman.
Well, I just like to think that, okay, we all know that the vampires have that vampire hearing.
Yeah.
Right.
But how does a vampire hearing not know that there's 20 different cell phones around with the same ring?
How do they distinguish?
I'm in a grocery store and I hear my ring like 50 times from everyone else. I guess maybe I'm a vampire. Because I'm like, is that my phone ringing? And I'm digging through my big old purse. I'm like, oh no, it's not.
Is that why you're always
someone
wearing
else
that
with
ring?
an iPhone. Oh, you guys don't know about me and the rings, you know.
They keep her safe at
If
night.
I take it off.
Don't do it.
You're like the lady with the ribbon on her neck.
whose head will fall off if you untie it.
That's me.
So,
Something else falls off if I take this ring off.
a whole nother show. Well, we find Caroline's dad. He's stabbed with a knife the same way the medical examiner was killed in the woods.
But the medical examiner was staked through the heart. He was just stabbed in
He
the
was
chest.
like in the gut. His,
Right, but I'm
his
saying the
throat was
same-
slit,
And his
too.
throat
And his
was
throat was
slit.
slit. You were just mauled, and then your neck was stabbed, and
I know, right? He's got a rough life.
I'm sorry. Do you want to talk about it? So basically, Caroline, they realized that he was giving vampire blood. He will come back to life. So now he has, what, 24 hours to live?
Yeah.
Well, I thought...
Is it 24 hours? I never knew that on the show.
I
Was there a
thought
time
they-
limit?
Yeah, I thought
'Cause-
you had like 24 hours
To
to
transition.
To make a decision.
transition, but I thought...
Well, to
I don't know, I
complete your
guess I'm
transition,
confused.
because I think you're already in the process of transitioning once
Right.
you've woken up from being dead with the blood in you, but you have to
to
sort of
finalize it.
right. You complete it.
I
once
just don't
you-
remember that. Like when Caroline became a vampire, I don't remember that part of her. Like,
Oh, I think I had too. She had to feed. And because, yeah.
but she like woke up.
She was wild when she woke up. I remember Stefan found her
Yeah.
and had to
No,
save
yeah,
her.
I
and-
remember that. I just don't remember her like knowing she had to feed because she already was able to.
Well, I don't think they know. I think it's just...
No, instinct. I get it,
Yeah.
but she already was able to compel the nurse
right.
Didn't she feed off the nurse?
after she
She
compelled,
compelled
her.
her.
And then bam. That was all she wrote. That was all the nurse wrote.
Maybe a
I
natural...
guess maybe I'm like figuring the
instinct.
timelines wrong.
Maybe
in
she.
my head.
Maybe they already could compel, but the dad just didn't because he didn't want to.
He was already feeling those cravings.
He was already
He said, I
hungry.
could already smell blood. I'm hungry.
Yeah. So
I
clearly
can
some
smell
of
all
that
the, I, was like, I
starts
gotta,
to kick in.
I have to get out of this hospital because I can smell all the blood. He had it. I mean, he felt it.
And
I
he
think
also-
it was there, but he has learned to be able to, to resist being compelled, and he's been doing like he already knew that he didn't want to be that life. He didn't want that. He's fought his entire life against vampires, so he knew when he had it. Obviously, Caroline, when she was turned, she's young, impressionable, and had this feeling that she just couldn't, help. Like a young little kid when they had their first beer. It's like, oh, I want more. She just kind of, well, at least that's how I was.
or wine cooler.
Right, exactly. Wine cooler, say nice. Mad Dog 2020. But, that's what she just had all these feelings and she didn't know how to control them and she could just do it. Whereas I think he had that feeling. He could sense it and he could smell the blood and everything, but he just learned how to, control.
Yeah.
Like he knew how to control it and he did not want to become a vampire, so he was fighting it. That's why he wanted out of the hospital. Am I not right?
No,
I agree with
think you
totally
are.
agree. What did you guys think as far as the relationship with Caroline? Because I know you guys were talking about like, bitch, why are you crying so much? Like, he hasn't been there. And so I want to just throw all this out there and then kind of throw it on the table and hear what you guys say. We have that situation between Caroline and her father who, he's not really prominent in her life. We also were brought up Steve back again, Caroline's father's lover or ex-lover, kind of to remind us that he is gay because really they don't talk about it other than the first season.
Right.
But it's interesting the situation that's going on with the father not approving of the vampire situation is kind of writing-wise is in comparison to a gay teen growing up and not being accepted. So what are your emotions as far as this whole situation with Caroline? I know we were commenting how can you just have this strong of emotion with her father at the end, but can you guys kind of understand that or
No.
why not?
I don't get it. I mean, just like personally, someone who doesn't approve of your lifestyle, first of all. Secondly, isn't necessarily present in your life. Why would you care if they're dying?
Ooh, I'm sensing some daddy issues.
No, I
Someone's
love
taking
my
this joke. I'm
daddy.
just kidding. I'm just joking. I don't even know.
I get it. I sort of feel like no matter what issue you have with your parent, I think that if you're confronted with their death, it's going to affect you. And I think that also, 2 weeks ago, the last episode we saw, he was in town trying to help Tyler.
Right.
So that was like an inroad, and they had just had this experience where he was trying to do something good for her and try and help her, and then in the process it killed him. So I think that there's maybe some sort of a guilt with that too. It was like he was trying to help me by being with him, trying to help somebody I love, and that's what essentially led to this. And so I think that there's all of that with it, but I've always, I mean, I've never had a situation with a family member where I've been estranged like that, but I couldn't imagine that even through that estrangement that I wouldn't feel something when they died and wouldn't still be, I mean, it's my father.
Well, of
Like, no
course.
matter how long it's been, it's still the person who like gave you life. I still feel like that would affect you. And maybe not cry as much, but
Right.
she also was just with him for a good amount of time. So there was a freshness in the relationship that was growing, and then it was taken away from her.
All I can say is Caroline needed a friend like me at this moment. Because I would have been like, hey, girl, listen here. Yeah, see, remember when he tortured you for 24 hours and put you in sunlight and made you miserable? Yeah,
But in a
let's
sense, though,
concentrate on that.
in a sense, he was doing it to help her. I know that sounds crazy, but
No, I know he was doing it because he wanted to help her be able to control her urges.
right.
It's just more fun to say it that
Now,
way.
another thing to throw out there, slap in the face for him to say, well, I guess it wasn't him that said, I guess it was Elena who had to explain to Caroline. She said, you know, he is the only thing that he has left now because he was forced to become a vampire is his choice.
Right. And she didn't get a choice.
Right. Well, Caroline did have a choice, but she didn't know that she had the choice. So,
Right.
Yeah.
in that sense, which I
Well,
don't think Caroline would have taken the
Her
that choice.
choice was become a vampire or die.
Yeah.
Right.
I'd take that all day long. I'm actually looking for, if there's any vampires listening right now,
424.
my address is,
256 1729.
call me. Hi, vampires.
Oh, on the bed
I'm
scene,
ready to be turned.
she wants that skin.
Right?
On that bed scene with Caroline, Caroline's dad, he said, "Please respect my beliefs. Vampires cheat death." And then she took offense to that and said, "Why do you hate me that much?" And he said, "No, this is life." He hugs her and he says, "I love you. You're beautiful and you're everything that me and your mother wanted you to grow up to be. You are her." And then he says, "This is life. This is what it's like to be human." So what is he doing?
And then he said, parents aren't supposed to outlive their children.
Right.
So with that,
Which is not outliving. We live together, Dad. We never die.
right.
So no one said
And if you
we
want,
didn't-
I could kill you later in life, but I need you for a
you
little
can
longer.
still
than-
die first. It's
Right.
fine.
So what is he doing here, though? Is he helping her in the sense of
Grieving?
knowing that she's a vampire? But what were we watching? I think, all right, Twilight. And I'm going to intermix all these vampire things.
We
But
always do.
in Twilight, they fear vampires having children together because that's a pure vampire and they're pure evil. They've never experienced human morals.
Ooh, someone read
So-
the books.
Well, no,
too.
actually, you told me all that.
Oh,
I'm just spitting out for all of our
forgot that part.
But with that,
Somebody did read the books. Okay, go ahead.
she sure did.
Just was you.
Is Caroline's dad really helping her out? Like in this sense, like giving her real life, giving her reality, letting her live a human life, even though she's a vampire. You're losing your father. This is an emotion you're gonna have to go through one day in life. And she's feeling it. She's going through it. She's experiencing it. Whereas Stefan, Damon, they've been vampires for so long, they're cold to that. Thoughts?
I do think that. I do think that it was just more like this is normal. You do normally. The way of life is to
You
lose a
grieve
parent
this,
first.
yeah.
So this is more normal. And like I really agree that was kind of his last.
Gift
You
to her.
should grieve we shouldn't live together forever. And
Like experience those human
Right.
emotions.
And I think it was almost sort of like a gift. It was sort of like, you know, she's been talking about everything she's going to miss out on. And like now, you know, earlier about the birthdays, and she's never going to her 18th birthday. And
Oh, God.
on the plus side of, I mean, not the plus side, on the minus side of losing all those great things that come with growing up, and then now she's sort of stunted. She doesn't experience the humanity of loss and what that means to be human and to come through that and to sort of grow through that. And
meanwhile, someone dies every week.
right, but not her dad.
Two people probably died this episode, or they did.
But
I mean-
I think that's what he meant, though, that he was like, you need to, you're never going to feel this being a vampire, and I want you to feel this.
Tomorrow, someone else is going to die. It won't be a sibling.
And
So
you
I
won't
feel
care.
that you should.
Put that emotion towards that.
Yes.
But okay, I wanted to make sure we were all on the same page.
And I think though he said all those kind things too about how I didn't you are the woman that your mom and I raised and stuff, just because he knows he's dying as well, and doesn't want her to think that he hated her because he didn't do all those torturous things to her because he hated her.
Right.
And he was like his last you know.
Right, and I think he also saw that she isn't like the typical vampire. Like she does control the.
That's what we
the
kept saying the whole
vampires.
time. He didn't listen to us.
Right, and I think he finally learned that and was
She's good.
finally admitting it to her
Yeah.
that he's
Finally.
proud of her in some.
We're like, yeah, we know her more than you do. We're her friends.
So I like the relationship that we got to see with Caroline and her father today. Another interesting relationship is Elena and I'm just gonna say Rick. I'm not even gonna try and screw it up.
good.
Even though Emily's not here, so I can.
Alaric.
Sorry. Elena's really taken to Rick, and she's fully considered him family, allowing him to have women over the over the house. Now this is Meredith, who we didn't see today.
No.
We saw
yes, we
once.
did. We saw her briefly with Caroline.
At the beginning, Caroline said, "No, she's a nice girl. I like her." Yada yada.
Duties on Pretty Little Liars.
Sheriff Forbes came and
I swear to God.
brought a steak that we find out is from Elena's lake house.
Right.
Had Elena's fingerprints on it, and that was the one in the stabbing of the medical assistant, Meredith's boyfriend. Ex-boyfriend. So basically, they're leading us to believe that Meredith is this murderer or some sort of supernatural being of some sort. Although I guess we found out that whoever is doing this is not supernatural.
Right, it has to be human.
Now we found that out tonight.
As they stabbed Rick.
Because Elena had to stab him. I mean, to
kill him
physically
so
kill
that he
him.
could come back.
And it was a 50-50 for real. Because if she really killed him, or she killed him, well, he has a ring, I get, right?
Well,
Yeah.
did you guys feel at all like when he said it takes someone supernatural to
Well,
kill him?
she's the doppelganger.
Yeah, but
She's
part of me was like, are they going to
Wait, so-
count that
wait.
as
Yeah.
supernatural?
Yeah, they
Well,
counted
they did.
it.
They counted
do.
it.
No,
They
I
did.
know,
We
but-
found out tonight. They counted it.
Because I think the Petrova doppelganger, which leads back to this other chica, which we'll get to later, is something that is set in the bloodline. I mean, these women all look identical.
Yeah.
It's not like they're similar. They're like carbon copies of each other.
Right.
And there's so much incestual
So it would have to
love.
have been like a witch thing that was set up, which would make the doppelganger
supernatural. Do you want to draw my face as your...
I do kind
of. Also, all these things are always bringing Rick closer to Elena and the family. So I just thought it was really interesting. They had this one-on-one bonding with everybody. They had the one-on-one bonding with Caroline, her father, one-on-one bonding with Rick and Elena, one-on-one bonding with Bonnie and her mother.
It was a very family-centered.
Very fan. We'll get to
I mean, I feel like the show, that
Episode.
is like what the show is about. Every main character has issues with their parents.
Or
of them.
family in
Yeah.
general.
They all have absent parents at
These
some
writers
point.
need to go to therapy.
Right?
This is their
They
therapy.
have daddy
They
issues.
have daddy issues for sure.
This is their therapy at that. What are our thoughts on Meredith after this whole thing? Okay, so obviously...
I'm bored with Meredith. I mean, I don't.
You're bored of her? I still think something is up with
It's
her.
because we haven't like gotten a full anything from
her. Nothing.
Yeah.
We were not getting anything from this Meredith character. So therefore, I'm going to put you off until you do something actually significant. Because
Right.
I'm just like, I don't care to even talk about
But is
Meredith.
that what the writers want you to do?
Well, great. I don't care what they.
Well, I think the writers want us to believe that she's the killer too much for her to actually be the killer.
Right.
And then she's going to be the killer.
It's gotta be Meredith.
Well,
It's
that's
gotta
what
be
I'm
Meredith.
wondering.
She was in surgery for 8 hours. Well, who's your body double? Is what I need to know.
And surgery for what? You were fine
Maybe-
this morning.
So
No, she was doing surgery.
Yeah, she
Oh.
was in surgery. Yeah.
I'm like, that went right over my head.
She was in surgery, meaning she was the one doing the cutting, not the one getting cut.
So I don't know. I just think that I'm not going to let it go. I think something is up with her.
Well,
And I'm
there's
gonna hold to
something
that.
up. I mean, they're definitely alluding to the fact of that.
How does she know
Definitely-
so much about vampires and yada, yada, yada?
She's either
And
going to be
she-
the killer or she's going to get
She's
killed
on
by
the
killer.
council.
And she said that she makes a good point to know the vampires in this town. But that's funny. I mean, how do they know? How do you know all the vampires in the town? I don't know.
She's on the council.
Yeah,
But
but the council didn't
the
even
council doesn't know all
know.
the
Yeah.
vampires in the
Exactly.
town.
They didn't know that Damon
And
was
they're
a
getting
vampire forever.
they're
Damon
getting
was on the
pinned off
council.
one by one.
That's true.
Yeah, there's something about her ability to know who a vampire is that I think is suspicious.
Ooh.
That is, but I don't know. I think that it's either like you said, it's so obvious that they're going to make it obvious because they want us to like they're like,
they're
oh,
like,
we're smart TV watchers who know that that's a thing, or it's just gonna be that thing and she's not gonna be it.
Yeah.
She's like gonna get killed by the killer instead, or something.
Well, and that's what I'm kind of, I hate to say hoping, but I mean,
she's so inconsequential. Like, there's too many
She
people.
is
I don't
at
need her
this
to become
point.
bigger.
Yeah.
Like,
but we don't want a love interest for Rick.
No.
No,
He had his love and it's
I just
gone.
want.
It's
He
past.
did. He had that whole thing with Jenna, but I also just want to see them focus on him sort of being like Elena's dad and
Yeah.
being that figure. I think that.
maybe him and Elena will bang.
Oh no!
Actually, I was thinking the same thing.
Really?
I am. Yeah.
But I think the
was.
dynamics of watching them be like a surrogate, like parent child together,
saying.
I think is a much more interesting than him being with this doctor.
Agree.
Like,
Agree.
I don't care about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they're not going to, but one can only imagine and dream.
And there for everybody is Matt popping up. Well, let's just give Matt a little
of
credit
nowhere.
for everything.
Out of nowhere.
And
Literally,
he is like
just-
clued in on everything. He shows up. I'm sorry.
Elena called like
Caroline."
off camera.
Yeah, she did. That's
Could we have
sneaky.
seen that or something?
At least like show the text
Yeah.
message. Hey, you need to get over
I
it.
let Matt
Caroline's
know.
dad is dying.
I honestly wish he would have pulled up in a car and be like, I just got Jeremy back. So I hear now I hear your dad's dying or dead. Okay. Do you want me to?
Come to Papa.
Do you want me to drive back and go get Jeremy?
Yeah. Do you want
I'll
me
be
to
gone
go
for a couple
alert the
episodes.
family? I mean,
Alert the family. I'll be back in a couple days.
Where does
I'll be
Matt
back.
live?
He lives in the woods. Remember?
But he has no parents. Like, does he live in a house by himself? How does he pay
That's
for
why
it?
he's always working
There's
at the
so
Mystic
many
Grill. He got
questions
bills.
that I have in regards to how Matt
got
exists.
bills.
The Mystic Grill has given him the upstairs.
But for being
Like, was
Storage
that house
room.
paid off? His junkie mom paid that. Like, none of this works for me. Matt's existence doesn't
Oh,
work.
I love Matt. No, Matt.
We
Actually,
love you, Matt.
Matt is comic gold to me now when he pops up. I'm like, where have you been, Matt?
Matt, tweet AfterBuzz for making fun of you so much,
Matt, please.
Let us know.
please. We want to know where you live.
Are you hooking on
Matt, I'd like
Sunset?
I'd like to know
After
where,
the Mystic Grill.
After the Mystic
Matt takes
Grill,
it out back
you
and
hook to pay bills, and that's where you are once a week.
he's running that that vampire sucking shop that was on Buffy that time with.
Vampire
yes.
sucking shop.
with
Yes.
Riley.
With
With Riley.
Riley.
Yep.
That's right. They also do that on True Blood now.
Well, so there we go. And they're gonna bring it into Vampire Diaries. Matt's running a brothel of vampires.
I'll suck Damon's blood.
Okay.
Blood.
But speaking of Damon,
would be the other way.
Damon, Stefan, Elijah, and Klaus had a little sit down with the boys.
Yes.
And apparently vampires eat real food.
I wrote how. Like, what? Where do they?
I don't
where
see
does
what
it
the
go?
point is.
I don't think there's a point. I think that they
I
were
think it's
just
just
doing
like
it
to taste.
to do it.
For
I'm sure they still
fun.
like the taste of food.
Let's just
Can
have a
vampires
steak. I mean,
taste?
a roast beef.
Well, they can drink liquor and know what the
And
liquor
who
tastes
cooked
like.
it? That's what.
Liquor actually, they
Them
get effect
hoes.
off of liquor. Liquor actually curbs their cravings for blood.
Right.
So they can still get buzzed and drunk off
Maybe
of it.
food, like real
Do
food,
that
does
too.
the same thing.
Maybe they can eat it, but then like how do they digest that?
That's what
when
I
you're
was
dead?
saying.
They just go puke later. Like,
It sounds like an LA diet to me.
that's
why
vampires
Clearly
don't-
Hollywood.
It's a
That's why
Mystic
vampires
Falls
don't
diet.
get any weight.
I can eat food, but I can't digest it.
Because I won't.
No. By force.
This sit down was awkward. We find out about Tatiana.
Tati. Her name was
Tatia.
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 Tati, like
Tatia.
on Drag Race.
Yes.
Tatia.
We've
wrote it
merged so
down.
many shows
We
with
watch
Vampire
way too
Diaries.
much television.
I
is
know,
the
clearly.
problem.
Way too much TV.
But no, we learn about Tatia, which is funny because both of these sets of brothers have,
The same history.
yeah, and also with the same girl. Like Kat is the key. These two brothers were fighting over Tatia, and then after wherever happened to her, Katrina came,
She
and
died.
then the two of them were interested in Kat, and then the Salvador brothers were interested in Kat, and now in Elena. It's just like a hi-ho
This
cherry.
thing about the Petrova
Shoots and ladders.
doppelganger is just like everybody wants her.
Is Elena that hot?
I think she's a really pretty
She
girl. I mean, look
is.
at that photo. If you're looking at,
If you guys
you're
were listening to
watching.
us, make sure you
Yeah.
tune in because we just have this beautiful photo. I mean, we've had this
Can
for
we-
seasons,
Can
and
we
it just I can't
recreate
get
this?
over it.
And you guys on me?
Yeah, so
We'll do that later.
we'll have a picture for you guys next week of
Yeah.
the four of us
Let's do our
recreating this.
own vampire photo shoot. I'm game.
I'm
I'm down.
We'll all play Elena at one point.
Perfect.
Okay.
I'm all set with that one. Well, so what did you guys think as far as the sit down with the?
I think it was very like old world.
Did you guys believe Elijah was really like
civilized.
compelled or something?
No, I mean I never trust Elijah.
Well, there was so many. There was like a double cross and then like a triple cross.
Yeah.
And
I get real confused at this point. I'm gonna be honest.
It was hard to keep track of. It was like you needed to almost like map it out. And be like, okay, who's lying to who right now? And then who's gonna not be
Right, because we went into it thinking Damon was like, okay, it's gonna be me, Stefan, and Elijah, and we're gonna team up on
It seemed
Klaus.
like Elijah had turned back on that, and then
he didn't, and he turned on Klaus.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm already like real turned around
But
by
honestly-
this explanation.
And we'll get to it in a second, but honestly, Elijah had made a promise to Elena, and I still feel, even though he was dead for a while, I still feel like he's the type of guy to keep that promise to her. I don't think he wants to hurt her.
Either way. Klaus needs her alive, wants her alive. He doesn't want her to die. He wants her to
I think
procreate.
no
so
one's
that-
gonna hurt Elena.
No one's hurting her. at
He's
this point.
pushing her and Matt. We
He was
all-
pushing Matt. He's trying to get Matt more scenes.
And we're all know that Matt's got way too many road trips to be going on.
He works too much for Elena.
to be having babies.
They can't afford that.
No, we can't.
Elena's
make
gonna
it.
have to get a job. She won't be a part of the show anymore. We can't.
No,
do
we
that.
can't have that. You can't be losing Elena.
Klaus, you're not thinking of the story.
Thinking of his story.
Well, and so speaking of his story, as far as the whole situation with him making a deal with Stefan and Damon, it was almost like, bitch, are you listening to what you're saying? Stefan said, the deal is we give you the coffin, you take all of your family, and leave.
Right.
Klaus says, no, that doesn't make any sense to me. I'll make sure Elena's safe, which we already know you're going to make sure she's safe. Even with my deal, you're still going to make sure she's
Yeah, it
safe.
sounds like an awful deal.
And he expected Stefan to... What are you confused
I'm
about?
lost already. Okay, Stefan's deal was he left. Klaus would leave with the originals
Yep.
and never come back, and he would make sure Elena stayed safe.
Stefan and Damon would make sure she was
Right.
safe, yes.
Right, but Klaus doesn't want to be away from Elena.
Right.
That's why Klaus wouldn't take the deal.
He said no. He wants the Salvatore brothers out of her
Right,
life,
because he
and
thinks
he'll
of their
keep her
danger.
safe. That's what
But
deal he
does he
tried.
honestly think that they're a danger? Is he saying that to kind of eat away at both the brothers' heads? I mean, neither one of them will allow anything to
No.
happen to Elena.
Hey, neither
But
one
I
of them
think
are
what he
going
said is that
anywhere.
she'll be collateral damage between the two of them at some point.
Right.
Like something will happen and they're fighting over her.
Because
will
that's
hurt
what
her.
happened with his brother and him,
Yeah.
with Elijah and him. So I think they're just.
But that's because they turned her into a vampire.
No, Kat got someone else to turn her into a vampire, but I think they're talking about Tatia.
Tatia.
Yeah,
Tatia.
yeah.
What the
Yeah.
hell's her
Tatia.
name?
Did we? Did they?
Tatia.
Wait, what
Tatia.
happened with her death?
They
They didn't
explain
speak on
it.
that.
She didn't die. They just drank her blood. But
She'll
she
be
wasn't
back.
dead.
Let's be honest.
We're gonna see Tatia.
Yeah, because she
Yeah.
they
They've
said
introduced another character.
I mean, all they have to do is just put her in another dress. It's not very hard.
it's true.
Put
An
Tatia on the
older
show.
dress.
Yeah.
Older looking dress.
then whatever. Cat. Well, Cat wears her like little leather. We need Cat. I miss her.
Leather.
Do you guys miss her at all?
I do miss Kat. I enjoy her.
She'll pop up.
Do you think she's
She'll
gonna
show
come
up for the finale episodes, like the leading up to the finale?
She'll have something up her sleeve.
I think so because we have some
She'll come
big
back
things
with
going down.
Tatia.
I need to know who she's talking to at all times. That girl knows everything at all times.
All times.
She's always 2 steps ahead.
She's watching the show with
Well,
us.
I
That
feel like
double.
she
She
sits
listens
behind
to
us.
AfterBuzz.
I feel like she's always in Mystic Falls for like a week before anyone knows she's there, and she's just like watching, so
She's
she
just
knows
chilling.
what's going
She's
on.
getting facials and massages.
Well, she doesn't know. I mean, she's
Tanning.
like the baddest bitch. She knows how
She
to
is.
not be seen, but know what is going on and pick up on it.
Oh,
That's
Kat,
true.
come
She
back.
was like MIA for like a good 100 years.
She wasn't dead.
She wasn't dead. She was following Stefan.
And even before she was turned to a vampire, she was good at running.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, 'cause Damon thought she was in the grave. Oh, she's good at keeping quiet.
She's
I wonder if
Romanian, right?
her and Tupac got the same people. They just know how to lay low.
Same PR people.
They do.
Working together. So yeah, then we have Bonnie and Abby, the other family story we have. They basically, Stefan brings them down into the tombs where the coffin's hidden, and they looking through the book, and just so happens the page that Bonnie's mother ripped out years and years ago on the
right
page
next to
next
the
to it, right next to it, where she sees a binding spell.
It's a blood knot. She sees a blood knot.
Yes. And
I wrote that down.
what a coincidence that we have 2 generations reading the same book at the same moment that they open the book to this blood knot picture.
Witchcraft.
For an hour, they try to open everything, and Bonnie's mom's just not doing it. And it took Bonnie's little pep talk of, you don't care. This is what I need you to do to forgive everything. And
I need you to help me.
I used to think
she
of you
said.
dead
yeah.
because Dad never talked of you and Graham never talked of you.
It just made it easier.
It just made it easier. She's like, now help me, bitch.
And she helped her.
Would have been better if she said that.
I would have loved that line.
But
That's lines by Brittany.
we needed the cell phone plug because, as we know, Vampire Diary loves to promote cell phones.
Somebody's got to pay for the show.
And AT&T
Might as well be
sure does.
Nokia.
Right.
Does Nokia make phones anymore?
Yeah, they got a Nokia Android.
Okay,
Oh.
whoa. They're not promoting AfterBuzz. They promote Vampire Diaries.
I feel like we are always talking about cell phones with this show on this show.
No, because they do. They literally will be like voice chat with AT&T Sprint, like
Yeah.
all the time.
Or when Gossip Girl was doing it, I'm going to Bing it. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Oh, Bing? Bing is a new search engine.
I don't get.
Unnecessary roughness.
Because we love.
But on a
Bing.
real note, I do love Bing.
Do love me some Bing.
I use Bing every day.
Oh,
There we go. Make it up.
bang bang.
Okay, but so with this, they partially open up the coffin. Bonnie gets doesn't even test it out. Bonnie gets super. She's like, I have to go outside and go to call Damon.
I don't know why she wasn't just like, let's just finish opening it.
Thank
And
you.
then I'll call Damon.
Damon needs to know
my
our
gosh.
halfway process.
I love that we all agree on that. We all saw that line. I couldn't wait to talk about this part because I was like, wait, you just got your mom on your side. She's actually going to open up, and you're getting something going. Whew, I'm exhausted. Let me go call Damon real quick and get him an update. Get back in the kitchen and cook. What are you doing? You're getting somewhere. We saw how that worked out. It did not work out well.
Did not work out well.
So all of a sudden, the coffin opens up, and Bonnie's mom is like, and cuts a commercial break.
Yeah.
And then we find out later what was inside the coffin beat them bitches down.
Yes, poor Bonnie was knocked out, but she was still breathing.
They all were.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about that. What's in the coffin part.
Right. So
I can't.
rewind. Back to Klaus's dinner party. All of a sudden, Elijah and Damon, we're gonna go get the coffin for Klaus. They come back in. Surprise, surprise. I'm not really working for you, brother. We meet Cole. We meet
Long-haired
guy. Please tweet us what his name is because we
Thor.
tried to pick it up. It's like Victor or Victor or something crazy like
I
that.
like to call him Klaus Brother 1, Klaus Brother 2, Klaus Brother
Rebekah.
3.
Klaus Sister
Oh,
3.
Rebekah and Elijah. Done.
And so yeah, Rebekah came out looking smoking.
Looking great.
Rebekah's always beautiful,
That
but
coffin does wonders because Elijah came out of that coffin with a brand new haircut and a tan. So
I mean, Dr. Oz always does say get 8 hours of sleep. I guess it's really great if you get like 8 months.
You're just asleep for 8 months.
I gotta like
how does your hair
inject.
get shorter?
I need one of those. I need one of those wooden stakes ASAP. The ones from the tree.
the oak tree.
The oak tree. I need one because whoo, they're looking mighty nice.
So basically, all of them are like stabbing Klaus in the all these different places with the oak dagger.
Just for fun.
And they're pissed. They're pissed off. You killed our mother. And
You put us in
then
coffins and didn't wake us up.
no knock on the door. The door just freaking opens. Mummy Dearest comes blasting through the door, and we find out that
she
the
doesn't
person
look so good.
in the coffin. I thought she looked. I mean,
Well,
she don't really look that great.
I mean, she's been dead the longest, so I think she looks phenomenal for that.
yeah, that's true.
That
You've been
is
dead
true.
for like seriously centuries.
That's true. And she did run a brush through her hair at some
Oh,
point.
I was gonna say I think she needs to still run that.
She needs a haircut.
Maybe a weed whacker.
She's a little like Rapunzel-y.
Yeah.
But that's her
But her
era.
skin
That's
was
when
flawless,
she died.
though.
That's when she died.
She did have some nice skin, though.
She did.
So I'm confused. Did they all know that she was the one in the coffin, but no one else did?
Yeah, they knew.
I think they
Okay,
knew.
they knew?
No,
Is
I
that
don't
what it
think.
was?
No, nobody knew except for Klaus.
But Klaus was real shocked.
He was angry. He was.
He didn't want her to come out because he thought she was gonna kill him.
Wait a minute. Are you guys sure? Because they all knew
I
Michael
think
was.
the family knew because they were
No,
like,
because remember when Rebekah found out how her mother died, and she was so upset about it, and she was like gung ho about killing Klaus, and she was like,
But that's because she thought someone else killed the mother.
But she thought her mother was dead.
No, she knew her mother was dead.
Exactly, but her mother wasn't dead.
No, but her mother was dead. She was
yeah,
in a
but
coffin.
not. I think I do kind of see where you're going because if she had known that her mom was in a coffin and could have been woken up.
Yeah, get a witch.
Wouldn't
She
have been
would've-
so
Because they
angry.
plot and do so much already. They always plot.
Oh, right, because Rebekah did know where all the coffins were.
Exactly.
Right, that's what we're confused. That's what I'm confused
So
about.
I guess they
And
must
look,
have known.
their faces were like
they
shock
were
faces.
shocked when their mother walked through that door.
Yeah.
Oh,
the most shocked face was the one who killed her. Obviously,
Well, yeah.
Klaus. He was like, "Oh, well, got a little teary-eyed."
so what are your thoughts as far as her saying, "I'm not here to kill you. I'm here to forgive you"?
The bitch is back.
I want us to be a family.
Guess who's
again.
back?
Back again.
Back again.
This is dangerous for Mystic Falls. The
It
entire
is.
original
Oh
family.
God!
is together.
I loved it. They were all against him. They wanted to end them. They were like, this. I loved the siblings were back and wanting to end Klaus. Why do I get the feeling that she just ruined that?
Well,
Because
and what drives me crazy-
If Mom's gonna forgive this lying sack of shit, sorry, pardon my French, then why are we? So now I think all the tables are now back again.
What drives me crazy is that we're only on episode 13, and this is like a 22 episode season. We have a
9 more episodes.
Yeah,
that's a
it's the
lot
back
because
nine.
to me
Keep
this
it
seems
coming.
like we're almost at the end.
It
Keep 'em
does.
coming.
To me, I feel like Kat needs to come back because there's going to be a battle, and I'm actually going to cut to a commercial break right now because I feel like we have a lot to discuss in predictions.
9 more episodes.
Yeah, so Phil, take us to a commercial break, and we will come back with some deep predictions.
AfterBuzz TV. Hi, I was once like you, a lazy, angry loner whose only joy was watching TV and surfing the net. And like you, after I'd see one of my favorite TV shows, I'd be so excited and have so many questions that I'd actually have to talk to my douchebag coworkers about it at the water cooler. Then I discovered AfterBuzzTV.com. AfterBuzz TV produces after-show webcasts and podcasts for TV series of all kinds, like post-game wrap-up shows for all your favorite TV shows. AfterBuzz TV hosts are industry insiders who break down episodes of shows, take calls from fans, and interview cast and crew from each series, with over 60 different after-shows, from Boardwalk Empire to American Idol to Vampire Diaries to Real Housewives, and more. Now, after a night of TV, I can ignore my stupid coworkers, who I hate, and go straight to my desk and watch or listen to all my favorite AfterBuzz TV after shows, and have all the TV fan interaction I need. Thank you, AfterBuzz TV. AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
Ooh, this makes me want to go stake somebody. Is this for like one of the Vampire Diaries promos or something?
Apparently.
Okay, because I was like, where the hell is this song coming from?
I think this song was in The Covenant,
Well, also interesting because we didn't discuss this last time.
which was about
Yes.
witches.
Vampire Diaries doesn't have an intro.
No, it just has the title
I
screen.
like that it has no intro. It gives us more show.
Gives us more show, but come on.
See, that's what happened. I typed in Vampire Diaries intro, and then
no.
this one seemed like the most relevant.
Their
one.
intro is literally a 2-second.
Yeah,
The Vampire
it just
Diaries.
has a title card.
Gone.
And then
Fine
some
with
like
that.
ambiance kind of sound like.
Not even. I
You
don't
don't like this?
No.
This can't be the
I do.
intro.
No, this makes me want to like. This is more Buffy though.
This is like the tone of the show is not this song
At all.
I feel
I guess
that's-
it is, like,
I
they
feel
would rip
they
their
use that
clothes
song,
off and, like, have sex.
Like that song
Would
should be
this-
played
would
like
this-
during a Road Rules challenge when they're like the guys are fighting. Like,
Maybe
that's
this would
when
work a little better. Da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na.
Beverly Hills 90210.
No, the old.
I got a theme song for you.
All right, so
Give
what?
it to us. Oh.
Yes.
And now,
Maybe they.
But
could-
even before we get into predictions for a quick second, I just want to talk about this. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, their intro.
Always made me dance.
I mean, like I never would fast forward through the intro.
Never.
I watched it the whole and you saw the scenes, and it was all the scenes from the new season. It got you so excited.
Good.
So we don't think Vampire Diaries is that type of a show to have something to make you excited every week?
Well, no one makes themes anymore. No
True.
television show has themes
Yeah.
because they like to have more show.
Yeah.
They're kind of outdated
I'd rather
now.
have more show than a theme song.
But did
to
you
be
feel like
honest.
Buffy
Agreed.
was gypped out of anything in the episode? I feel like we
Absolutely
always
not.
got the full episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That intro just
Killed it for me.
history.
It's a good intro every now and
Yeah.
then. Like when Grey's Anatomy took their intro away.
Phil, this is freaking me out. Turn this off, please.
It's
feel like
called
we-
If I Was Your Vampire.
Okay, but I feel like we need to like lay someone on the table and like do something.
Let's do it. Yes.
And I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like
Do it.
blood, guts, and like ripping open and.
Woo! Drama.
I'm down with the hardcore.
All right.
What the hell is this?
So what's our predictions this week?
All right. So predictions. I mean, we have so much to talk about. Like what?
And so little time to talk
TV
about it.
predictions.
All right.
Alright.
Let's start from where we started with Caroline. Where is her character going right now?
She's
just
going
experienced
on
this.
vacation next week.
Really?
Depression.
Yeah.
But we know that there's still. I've read at least that there's a continuation of her with Klaus.
Yes.
Right.
Without
we know,
Yeah,
we
that
know
has to be,
there
right?
is a ball next
about
week.
that.
And we
Maybe
know
he'll
Caroline's
ask
going
her
to the ball.
To the
Oh.
ball.
Of course, there's a ball.
But it's an originals ball. It's not a founders ball.
Oh, originals and founders. What a huge difference.
Well, yeah, the originals are all vampires.
Oh, like that.
Those
Okay,
are
all right.
originals.
Of course, but of course, there's a ball.
Yes.
But
Okay.
there is a ball. But
There's
like a
always gotta
fancy
be a
ball.
party.
Fancy dress ball.
These people
Cinderella
love to dress up
themed.
and go to a ball.
So Caroline's character, where do we think it's going? I know we aren't not seeing any of our Matthew.
Well, realizing we have so many more episodes left, they have to give us something. I mean, there's going to have to be a love story there.
Yeah.
Well, right. Tyler's not in it for another 4 or 5 episodes.
All right, so he's off figuring out his ish.
Well, he ran away.
He ran away to like figure out how to be unsired.
Right. And she's going to, in the meantime, fall for Klaus, and he's gonna come up and be like, "I broke it," and she's like,
But I
hugging
love
Klaus
him.
as he runs in.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
But I love
I'm
him.
sticking by it.
But I love him.
I see something happening between the two of them.
I do too. There was a moment there.
I feel like there will be another moment, but I don't think
And
Caroline's
wasn't
giving
Emily telling us about the pictures from the ball, and she was wearing the bracelet?
Yeah.
up. Girls will always wear whatever expensive jewelry they're given.
That didn't look expensive.
I'm sure he stole it from someone or killed someone of wealth for
Like
that.
he got it at the flea market.
That tennis bracelet?
Yeah.
That looked pretty expensive.
Okay, look at us.
He got it from Jared.
I got it at Jared's.
Meredith, what do we think is gonna happen with her character?
Oh, who cares?
I do. I want to know what you guys honestly think.
I
think
told
she's
you,
gonna
I
die.
think she's going to be the killer, and then I.E. get killed.
Really?
For sure.
Now,
But okay, why do you think she's the killer?
Because she's Tori DeVito.
No, but what do you think the motivation is for that woman to be killing
I
people?
don't get it.
Why Meredith would be the killer?
why is she
Yeah.
saving people with vampire blood
But then killing
and then
other
killing
people.
them? And then killing them, the same people she saves.
Because she wants to be head of the Founders Committee.
But why would she be killing people? I
Because she's
don't get
killing
it.
the committee members of the Founders. I don't know.
I'm gonna plead the fifth on her
Okay,
character
why
and
would
be
she
like,
atta-
I don't care
why
until I
do you-
see more.
Why
So
do you
the-
think she would attack Alaric, though? That one doesn't.
But didn't you
Seems
think,
to make any sense.
honestly, everything made me sketched out from her. I didn't even care that she stabbed Damon in the neck. What sketched me out is when she went for his ring and tried to grab it that quickly.
yeah.
That's weird to me. You just meet
Well, no,
this
there's
guy.
definitely something very weird about her, but I just don't think she's going to be the killer. I think she's going to get killed as well, and
Brittany's
it's going to
like-
be a continuation of the Founders getting killed.
But can we talk about someone who really is on the show?
All right.
Yes.
So the family, the originals, the mother's back, the bitch is back. She's gonna bring everybody together. How are they going to?
What if she's like not a bitch?
Well, that's what I'm asking. Do we think that
Like, what if she's
She's
like
gonna
a really
cause
nice
trouble for
lady,
everyone?
and she's gonna like bring peace,
Peace.
and
Oh,
goodness?
I would love that. I wish she'd be like, hey, I've been gone for a long time.
I don't know
I've
what's
been
going
dead
on, so
from the
knock
turn of
it
the
off."
century. Can we? I'm happy to have my family back.
Can I see a computer?
Let's go on a cruise.
Okay, so all right, so here we go. 9 episodes left. Let's go around the table. What do we think is going to happen with this original family, Billy?
They're gonna go on a cruise. Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead, Brittany. If you have it, go ahead.
No, start.
They're gonna go on a
I don't
cruise.
even know right now.
They're gonna go on a cruise. I'm thinking a Royal Caribbean. Hopefully, it won't tip over. In the middle of the Mediterranean.
Too soon.
Oh, sorry guys.
I feel like that's season 4.
A little bit. No, I think that we're getting the impression that she might it's gonna be a lot of havoc. But I think she might actually bring a little bit more peace to the family, which I'm hoping for. Just 1 or 2 episodes, can we have a little peace without someone dying, without a dagger? I would like that.
I kind of agree with you.
A little bit. That's not for too
Because
long.
9 episodes, there's no way there can be so much havoc for 9 episodes.
I want to see it calm down. Maybe the family get a little bit peace within themselves, and then I'm sure that as always, a master plan will come.
Yeah.
And they're gonna figure out how to get rid of the Salvatores, or there's gonna be some kind of.
Or how to kill Klaus.
Well, already they want to get rid of Elena. That was what Rebekah said.
Well, Rebekah wants to kill her because
Because she
she's
stabbed her
angry.
and couldn't let her go to the homecoming. Yeah.
Well, that, but
Because she
also,
couldn't go to the
but Cole and the other brother, they kind of already all knew that they wanted to kill Elena. I think it's so that Klaus. They said we're gonna kill her so you can have nobody.
right.
No,
you're lonely
no
for the rest of
hybrids,
your life.
nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
I sort of think that she could be like somebody who can calm Klaus down, because she's like, look, I forgave you and let's get over this. You have your family. You're not going to be alone. Stop doing this to people. And I also think that they have to sort of set up the big story for next year. They always do that in the last
Right.
couple of episodes. And I don't think it's going to be about these originals. I think that we're going to I feel like we have to get something else. And if they want Klaus to stick around as a character, which we kind of think they're going to do, they've sort of been trying to humanize him and they want to keep that person around. I think that this could be the opportunity to dial him back as a villain and like bring him into the circle of people by his mother being like, look, chill out. Like, it's done.
He's always wanted a clan. He's
And
always
getting
wanted
it
people.
back.
Right.
And
he's
she could be the
getting-
person who gives it back to him.
That's why he wanted to create hybrids. He wants
Right.
minions.
And she
Well,
gave
now
it
he
back
has
to him
his-
and now
his
they could
family.
present a new adversary.
Right.
David, what are you thinking?
I don't know.
I'm excited for next week. I think next week's gonna be really.
There's a ball.
There's a
gonna
ball.
be
I'm
sexy
thinking.
dancing.
There's gonna
Belle
be
of the
some
ball.
sexy dancing, some hot dresses,
I'm all
some
about
not
it.
so hot dresses.
Well, we're heading out. I know you guys have a lot for us,
Killing
so
it.
tweet us during the
Brian.
week. Let's keep the Vampire Diary chat going because I want to know what you guys think. You can tweet me at DJ Jesse J.
At You Can Call Me Skiff.
At Brittany Brower.
At Billy Nellis _duh.
And you can follow us at AfterBuzz TV. Hit us up on Facebook. Like us. Tell your friends. Tell your family. AfterBuzzTV.com. Same time,
Subscribe
same
on
place.
iTunes.
Yes, and subscribe to us on iTunes. You guys got us to the #1 spot this week, and we weren't even here last week.
That's
so
why we
thank
love you.
We love you.
Yeah.
So download us. Tell all your friends. Subscribe to us on iTunes. Same time, same place next week. Peace.
Bye.
From producers Kevin Undergaro and Phil Svitek, engineer DJ Jesse Janedy, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. If you have questions or comments, be sure to buzz us at info@AfterBuzzTV.com. And you can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.